Santa, bring me a dream.
Bum 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 bum.
Make him the cutest that I've ever seen.
Bum 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 bum.
Give him two lips like roses and clover.
Bum bum bum.
Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Santa, I'm so alone.
Bum 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 bum.
Don't have nobody to call my own.
Bum 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 bum.
Please turn on your magic beam, Mr.
Tell the sheriff I shot him.
Who?
Tell him he's still on the loose.
Is this some kind of joke? I've been trick-or-treated to death tonight.
You don't know what death is.
Hello people of this channel, it is I, Terminus Judgment, doing a spooktacular review here today. And what a figure we have to review, which is none other than the Halloween 2 Ultimate Michael Myers. This is one that I've wanted to get my hands on for a good while now, especially since at the moment it's the closest thing we will ever get to a 78 Michael. The figure, as you can see, came in some lovely packaging and features a whole host of accessories with 3 interchangeable heads, 4 interchangeable hands, some lovely weapons for him to kill victims with, and this wonderful pumpkin, which is a really neat little feature we'll get onto later. So, moving on to Michael, this is a wonderful figure with a nicely cut boiler suit that's this mix of what I think is dark green and the original blue of the first boiler suit. The sculpt is really nice and crisp on this figure, featuring some nice crinkles through the legs, with the folds varying in size and length up until the crotch piece, which I feel is the beginning of the body piece considering it looks to be one big thing. This is where some of my favourite detailing comes in. We have a completely new body sculpt for Michael, with the collars all turned up, and some bullet holes from... where? And who shot him? And how many times? Okay, thanks. We get 6 bullet holes from where Loomis clearly shot Michael at the ending / the beginning of this film / the last film. And these bullet holes continue around onto the back, which is a really nice bit of detail there if you ask me. As can be seen on both the custom Halloween Kills Michael from Two Dogs Designs on Etsy.com and the 2018 Michael Myers figure, as well as the Roy Burns, which featured in the Spooktober list last year, the arm moulding is exactly the same, with some colour changes to match the respective figure's clothing. This doesn't take away from the figure at all though, and only makes sense as these things do need to be mass produced across different countries. This Michael's mask is very different from the 2018 one, and most certainly different from the original The Night It Came Home set Michael, with this more rounded and swollen look to it, although it looks great, featuring that noticeably neutral expression. The mask itself has been done in this lovely dirty white colour, with some of the skin tone showing towards the bottom, a lovely bit of detail where the paint for the mask has been coming off. The whole outside of the neck is present, with some blood detailing being seen. If you look closely, the eyes can be seen inside the mask, being sculpted to look as if there is a head within the mask sculpt, and of course there isn't, but it's a really nice effect. The hair is spectacular as always on these Michael figures, with a much more matted look than the soft look of the original mask, with some really sweet dry brushing of the darker browns being seen on the top and more towards the front of the hair, with the matted areas at the back sort of having this more light look to them. Hands are brilliant as always, with that flesh tone paint job being done, which actually looks very natural and very lifelike. Veins and wrinkles have been sculpted into the hand too, which is just brilliant. Little details like these are what I love about NECA figures, and show a lot of love goes into each release. Michael's alternate hands also offer the same amount of detail, with each hand offering a different pose. We have this one right hand, which is meant for your good old knife holding Michael so he can stab people or like do the classic knife raising pose, and these 2 left hands that either offer the ability for him to hold the hammer or syringe or have a striking pose, or say a pose for him holding his face, something that goes well with the bloody tear head. Alternate heads for Michael offer something very different and similar respectively. The head I was just mentioned, the bloody tear head, is of course very similar, if not the same, to the Michael head that's already been placed in the figure. Of course, except for the bloody tears, which come courtesy of Laurie Strode hitting him in the eyes with Lachlan's revolver. Nice shot, Laurie. The other head is something that I'm actually really happy to see on this figure as well, which is none other than the Ben Tramer head. For those of you who don't know, Ben Tramer is Laurie's briefly mentioned love interest in the Halloween storyline, and in the Halloween 2 storyline, which is no longer canon, the victim of a manically driving policeman.
I will remember you.
May you rest in peace, not canon Ben. The head is significantly whiter than the other 2, more closely resembling the original mask, with a longer looking face, more noticeable cheek sculpt, eyebrows, and of course the more wild hair, which is blonde. The hair has been painted very well, with different shades of blonde being dry brushed over it, resulting in a solid hair paint. The eyes of this head is what I think is really neat. They're blue, bright blue, just like Ben in the original Halloween 2 film, with not a single one missing. You know, due to coat hangers or such. Onto the weapons! The scalpel is a neat little accessory with some detailing on the handle painted in a shiny silver paint. This is what I most likely think I will have them displayed with on my shelf. The knife, which is known as the L-rub knife, is quite longer than the butcher's knife seen on the other Michael releases we've gotten, with a simplistic paint job, brown handle, silver blade. It's also got a nice little serrated edge to it, nice and simple accessory. The hammer feels like it's the same sculpt as the one from 2018, but has been done in a noticeably lighter paint, with a lighter brown handle, almost orange handle, and of course silver head. There's also some really nice detailing on the handle with this wood texture being seen, and I just love it. The most unusual thing to see with a Michael figure is probably the syringe, although if you've seen the film, you'll know the reason he comes with it. It's a solid sculpt with this nice mix of translucent plastic and solid plastic, making it look like there's fluid inside. There's check lines for the amount of fluid within, as well as silver on the needle, which is very brittle, so you gotta be careful when displaying this. Now for the gem of this figure, the pumpkin seen in the opening titles for both Halloween 2 and this video. And of course, as the pumpkin showed, it opens up, and oh yes, there's a skull inside. It's a neat little function and feels like something from a character options figure with this sort of little hidden play feature. The pumpkin is of course a solid sculpt with a nice dirty wash over the vibrant orange, with some nice yellow fleshy material being seen in the eyes as well as all around the inside of the pumpkin. Another bit of attention to detail and another tick in the box for me. As is standard with basically every NECA figure ever, the head can do a full 360 and can move to the sides as well as look up and down a fair bit. The feet of this figure can of course move from side to side just a little bit, something that we've seen on the other recent Michael figures, and of course just like the head, can do a full 360 on both feet of course. The legs can of course bend a good 90 degrees backwards, and when you bend them back down, can sort of swivel just a little bit. The hands are very much so like the head and the feet in the fact that they can do a full 360, and because of the way that they are inserted, can move around just backwards and forwards and to the side a little bit. As has been a staple with every NECA horror figure thus far, this figure comes with double jointed elbows, which can bend a good bit upwards. Can't be bothered to say the angle, because I don't know it. Arms can move out to the sides a good 45 degrees, and as is to be expected, can do a full 360 rotation. Changing around the hands is easy too. All you need to do is just pull lightly, it should pop off the peg, and then choose the hand that you want to choose, like I am here, and just give it a little push, and there we go. It should fit perfectly onto the hand. Now this is a bit of a dodgy part. I tried to interchange my head, but as it's new, it was a little sort of stiff and a little stuck to the thing, so what you're going to be wanting to do when you're interchanging heads, just go easy with it and give it its time. Try to pull firmly, but gently at the same time, if you know what I mean. If all goes well, then you should have a result like this. Then again, just choose the head that you want. It could even be the 2018 one, really. And then just give it a little gentle push, and it should fit right onto the head peg. So, what do I think of this? The answer is simple. I love it. It's still a great release to me, and something I'm very happy to add to the collection. It's nice we get so many different choices of how to style this figure too, be it the Ben Tramer head or Bloody Tears. There's a good few options to choose from, and I love it. It's a solid release, a solid figure, and definitely one that I think is worth picking up, especially if you're a Halloween fan. They will, of course, also be releasing another variant of this figure in the upcoming Ultimate Limited Michael 2-pack, although that Michael will feature significantly different amount of accessories. But that aside, this is a brilliant figure, I love it, and I hope you have all enjoyed the review. If you have, leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll see you all in the next one.